A game of football can be determined by many factors. Chelsea were able to deploy impressive tactical adaptations in this game that lead to them winning the game. Let us take a dive into what exactly were these tactics. Tottenham being the red, Chelsea being the blue. Tottenham approached the game in a 4-3-1 formation that would early on be seen building up in a back-to-4 shape. Early on, Chelsea were not looking to press high upfield. This would then allow Tottenham to be able to have sufficient time and space on the ball. This, however, did not last too long, as there were certain elements that took place in this game that would then alter the way Chelsea would look to defend. Let's explore these elements. Whenever Chelsea were able to press high, Tottenham would then look to play the ball into the midfield third, where it would then be received by one of the pivots, Joao Palhinha and Bentancur. This would then allow Tottenham the ability to easily bypass Chelsea. However, Chelsea would then quickly adapt to this approach from Tottenham by having both Reece James and Enzo Fernandez man-mark these two Tottenham pivots. This would then make it increasingly more difficult for Tottenham to build up play, so for the most part they would go long. Upfield, Tottenham would have both their fullbacks overlap. This would then allow the likes of Mohamed Kudus and Xavi Simons to attack the half spaces. Kolo Muani was unable to find good space upfield in the number 9 position that he occupied. So for the most part he would then look to drop deep or float out wide in order for him to find pockets of space and see some of the ball. However, the knock-on effect this had was that Tottenham would not have any focal point upfield, meaning all their long balls and good spells of possession upfield would then be to no prevail, unless one of the half-space players, more commonly Mohamed Kudus, would manage to muster a shot or create a really good chance for Tottenham. This was also not helped by the fact that Chelsea were really good at applying rest defense tactics when they were deep. Let us take a look at what those tactics were. Chelsea approached the game with a 4-3-1 formation, and similar to Tottenham, they would build in a back-to-4 shape for the most part. Chelsea were able to apply really good rest defense tactics in this game, as they were able to close of the center of their defensive third quite well, denying Tottenham space to attack. Even when Tottenham were able to find some pockets of space, Chelsea would be able to recover well enough to then nullify the Tottenham attack. Chelsea for the most part were able to easily build up, as Tottenham were not looking to press high upfield. In fact, they would sit off completely for the most part, especially in the first half. This would then mean Chelsea could move the ball upfield with relative ease. The attacking game plan from Chelsea was to move the ball upfield on one side of the pitch. Then they would look to play the switch pass out wide to the wide players Pedro Neto or Alejandro Garnacho. Or the Chelsea players who would be playing deep would then play long balls forward for this attacking tactic. Chelsea would then look to have Joao Pedro drop deep. This would then pull some of the Tottenham players out of possession, attempting to free up the spaces in the half space for the likes of Enzo Fernandez or Malo Gusto. The wide attack plus the assisted half space attack would mean that Chelsea would be able to double up out wide, causing Tottenham issues defensively. Joao Pedro would also at times drift out wide and add the numerical advantage. But it was the good counter-pressing prowess from Chelsea that would allow them to get the winning goal, as Moises Caisedo was able to win the ball back upfield. This was a knock-on effect from the Tottenham pivots being closed down. Tottenham in this situation had little to no options. As a result, Moises Caisedo was able to win the ball back effectively and assist the goal that led to Chelsea winning the game. Not only this, but Moises Caisedo was able to win the ball back from most of the areas of the pitch, allowing Chelsea to create really good counter-attacking situations. Chelsea Cadon, however, seemed to lose a bit of their press resistancy as Tottenham began to press high up. Hence, Chelsea then subbed in Romeo Lavia, as he added to Moises Caisedo's press-resistant nature, as he is also press-resistant. What an entertaining London derby we had on our hands. Tottenham in this game were not able to well adapt tactically towards Chelsea, and as a result they would struggle to build up for the most part. Not only this, but they would even struggle upfield, as they were not able to create sufficient chances, resulting from a lack of having central presence in the final third. Final score: Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1.